Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan
And Angela.
from RNA Music, your mom and pop guitar shop and lesson studio deep in the heart of Canton, Texas. It's Friday.
Yes, it is.
Well, it's Friday here right now. And we're about to answer your questions.
Yes, we are.
That's what we do. First question, Tim Worley. Hi, Tim. How's the jalapeno overdrive? He says, howdy, school me on some EMG greatness, please. I'm thinking of swapping out my EMG S series pickups to my Japanese Strat for either the EMG Crossroads set or the EMG SV set. But before I do, I'd like your thoughts. What are the differences between the sets? What are the similarities? Of course, I'll be ordering through the greatest mom and pop shop deep in the heart of Texas. Thank y'all. Well, you're welcome, Tim. Yeah, anything you need from EMG, just let me know. I can get it. I can make it happen. My glasses are dirty. Well, I have to say, Timothy, your question intrigues me because I am not really a Strat player or a single coil player per se. So I had to go kind of look it up, check it out on EMG's website. So all I really know is what they have to say about it, and I will read that to you. It says the SV set has all the tone, clarity, and responsiveness of single coil players demand, with the vintage look enthusiasts will love utilizing staggered Alnico 5 pole pieces. The SV provides more balanced sound for older instruments with a rounder fretboard radius. So basically we're saying the tone of the SV set is modeled after a 59 Strat pickup. So they're basically taking the sound of, I guess, the 59 pickups that were in the Strats back then and giving them the familiar quack and punch, but, you know, with state-of-the-art electronics, giving it smoother tonal response when played clean or with overdrive. If you're looking for a quiet single coil pickup with a vintage looking sound, the SV set is perfect choice. So I think it's basically like the 59 Fender pickups, but quieter. You know, you don't get all the extra noise, 60 cycle hum, all that kind of stuff, but it's modeled on the tone of the 59 single coil pickups. As far as the Crossroads set, well, obviously, you know, you think of Crossroads, you think of like Clapton and stuff, but this is part of their retroactive series, which is kind of a new thing for them. The retroactives are kind of bringing that, not the super old like 59s, but that 70s and 80s era kind of pickups, but giving them the EMG touch with you know, the clarity and the noise reduction you get from the active stuff. But it's, you know, like 70s and 80s is kind of the what they're going through retroactive stuff. But it says the Crossroads set produces Strat tones reminiscent of the legendary players like Clapton, Beck, and Hendrix. Each pickup is voiced with a different resonant frequency, giving an amazing balance when combined in positions 2 and 4. And all the blues tone you're used to in positions 1, 3, and 5. Players will enjoy the benefits of active pickups and the dynamic response of vintage passives. Like our retroactive humbuckers, you get vintage tone with no buzz or hum. Welcome to the classic Strat blues tones without the classic Strat noise. Like we have a ton of noise with the highway right next to the shop. So there you go, man. I mean, I can't really tell you anything other than what EMG can tell you. You know, because I don't play single coil pickups very often. I don't even have a guitar that uses single coils any longer. I don't. But it seems to me like the Crossroads set is going to be like the more closer to the pickups they use in the 70s and 80s, and the SV set is going to be modeled after the late 50s single coils pickups. There you go. I don't think you can go wrong. I mean, you're used to playing the single coil EMGs, so you already know, you know, what you're kind of getting quality wise. Interestingly enough, my friend Wesley Pruitt, who's a local guy in Canton, he's a blues guy, what was that?
I guess so.
Somebody's texting. Wes uses EMG pickups, which I was really surprised at, because, you know, Wes has been a Strat player for a really long time. Total, like, you know, Stevie Ray Vaughan guy and, you know, blues player. And when we did a little video here at the shop, we talked about his gear, and I'm like, oh man, you use the EMG singles. He's like, yeah, I love them. I'm like, awesome. So maybe, you know, obviously there's a lot of people out there using the EMG single coils. So maybe they don't get the flack that the humbuckers do sometimes. But anyway, great question, Tim. If any of you guys or gals out there have experience with those specific EMG single coil sets, the Crossroads is kind of new, so there's probably not a lot of information out there. But go ahead and leave your comments and let us know. Let Tim know what you think. See you soon, Tim. Next question, Mike Cashel. Thank you for answering my question. Angela, the ASK RNAs are not the same without you.
Thanks.
You are the A team in RNA. Sorry about better than better. I would love to see more live streams. We may do that. I did a live stream, I guess, a week or two ago, and so we'll probably do some coming up now that we have faster internet. We might actually get faster internet at our home. I'll find out tomorrow morning if we can crank out the speed at home. That would be nice.
Yeah.
My question this week is for you, Angela, about Diamond guitars.
Okay.
Angela, you are still listed as a dealer of theirs. I have one of their guitars and a Samick guitar. Hardware, craftsmanship look the same. Does Samick build Diamond guitars, or at least some of them? I like them both. I'm just curious.
That's not geared towards me.
Mike, how's that? I don't think Angela can answer that question for you, but thanks for asking. You know, thanks for addressing her.
Yeah. No idea.
Now, can I step in on this one?
Of course.
All right. Now, as far as I know, I don't think Samick does. World Music Instruments in Korea builds all of Diamond stuff that I'm aware of, unless they've changed things recently. So I don't think that's a Samick factory. But, you know, a lot of companies overseas that build their guitars, everybody's using a lot of the same hardware suppliers and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some of the same hardware being used. But to my knowledge, Samick isn't doing it. As far as I know, World Music has been doing all of Diamond DBZ guitar stuff. So there you go. Thanks for the question, Mike. Joe McCarthy. Next question. Have you heard of anyone trying the EMG Single Coil T-52 Pickup system in a teles style guitar or a CMG mark? I might be interested. I have not, Joe. I can imagine that we might get some more experience soon. We're getting more guitars in like that are teles styles and Strat styles, and you know, if we order some, you know, custom stuff has single coils, like from CMG stuff. We're getting some marks in. I may have them ordered with EMGs just because I love EMG anyways. And of the couple of guys I know who use their single coils, like Tim and Wesley, they love them. I have not heard anybody complain about EMG single coil stuff. Now, as far as the T-52, I've never personally used it. I don't know anybody who has, so it's tough for me to answer. But yeah, that would be great. Maybe I can get EMG to send me some stuff. Maybe we can do some demos for that. That would be kind of cool. But thanks for the question, Joe. Next question. This is for Angela. The Hank Rotz Project. Hey guys, question for Angela. What's your favorite guitar? No, just kidding. It says, I'm a vocalist who can't seem to get the whole singing from your chest thing right. Chest voice. Any tips?
Yeah. It just depends on how much you're using your diaphragm versus your throat neck. You know, a lot of people, they think that they're singing from their chest when really they're singing from this range up to this range, and it's mouth voice, but they're supporting it with their neck. So the strain is quicker to happen than if you are supporting mostly with your diaphragm and your lower abdomen and lower sit muscles. So all the muscles that are in your body below your diaphragm, your sit muscles, if you're engaging those, you're going to have a bigger, stronger voice. If you're up here, even though you're singing and it might be here in your mouth, but you're pressing right here, and then it doesn't, and it'll start to squeeze right in here. I didn't engage my diaphragm at all. So it has like a little bit of a squeeze to it, and you'll feel it if you're singing and you're trying to get a loud, full, like rounder sound, and you start to feel like it pulling in your neck, that means you're not engaging your diaphragm and not at all engaging your sit muscles. But if you practice, the technique Melissa Cross uses is called dump or baby.
Dump.
Yes, like you're taking a dump or you're pushing out a baby. Whenever they say bear down, and you bear down, it's that muscle that engages. It is also engaged when you yell. So if you think of yelling and you just go hey, like really loud, like a hey sound,
like
you're engaging those sit muscles, those lower muscles, and they're automatically pressing up against your diaphragm, and you're going to feel that that release out of your chest. You're not going to have any strain in your neck or at the bottom part of your jaw pushing up to try to push your voice out. So that's a way you can train, by saying hey, 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 like that over and over again. And you're going to feel, as if you're sitting down, you're going to feel that push off of your seat. And it's going to automatically push into your diaphragm, and then it's going to give you a better chest sounding voice. But if you're going, hey, 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 it's just going to be, it's just coming from your throat. You're going to have a little bit of a push, but it's not as much as if you're doing it directly from your sit muscles into your diaphragm. So I would practice doing that. Another one is saying, there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it has like this push up with your doing that, engaging that. So it's like a vocal warm up, but its only purpose is to engage those lower sit muscles. So you're using a yell voice and traveling up a scale, basically, with just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 7, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 9, 10. And you can count it on your fingers to make sure that you're
yelling it.
But you're yelling it like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you're yelling it. So I wasn't going to yell it as loud.
Overload the microphone.
It would overload the microphone. So, and start at a low note. You can hit the note that you're used to on the keyboard. And like if it's below middle C, and you hit that note, and then start from there. And then climb up an octave. But using those sit muscles that launches your voice over. So that's how you can practice.
So they say chest voice, but it's really ab voice.
Yes.
It's really...
Yeah, because you can't get out. It's not like you're carrying your voice in your chest, because you cannot, because your voice is here. It's in this area right here. But you're supporting it with your lower diaphragm, which is basically your chest, because it's right below your rib cage. So you're pushing on that, and it's allowing the biggest part of your body to carry your voice instead of this little bitty area. You know, it's like if you love ketchup, would you rather have a little packet, one little packet, or would you rather have the bottle? Same thing with your voice. If you want the fullness of your voice, you don't use the smallest area in your body to support your voice. You use the largest muscles and the largest area in your body to support your voice. There you go.
There you go. Dump.
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 Baby. Yes.
Have a baby.
Yes.
That's all
So just bear down, and you'll feel. I mean, your voice will automatically, even just saying that, you'll feel your voice launch up, and you'll feel it in your chest. So.
Yeah. You feel it in your abs if you're doing it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I finally learned to do push-ups correctly, I was like,
or planking.
Why do my abs hurt? I've been doing push-ups. I'm like, that's because you're doing them right.
Right.
Because you're engaging.
It's a core exercise.
It's from the core.
Mm-hmm.
Hardcore.
Yep.
Great answer.
Welcome.
You answered that way better than I could. Thanks, Hank. Rots Project.
Hope that helps. Let me know.
Next question, or another question from Joe McCarthy. Question for next week. 1, thinking of putting Seymour Duncan JB Jazz in one guitar and a JB 59 in another. Do the Jazz and 59 sound different enough to make it worthwhile? 2, if I were to buy one nice Schecter guitar, what would you recommend? 3, what are the first AC/DC and Metallica songs that I should learn to play on guitar? Thanks. Well, that's 4 questions in total this week, Joe. But thank you for the questions. You know, I've never really used the Jazz. I've used 59 quite a bit, so I don't even know if I can remember off the top of my head what the Jazz sounds like. I'm sure it does sound different. Like I compared the Antiquity pickups to the 59 Custom the other day, and while playing them, I could kind of, I felt like they were very similar, but listening back to the audio, I could definitely tell a difference in them. You know, the the Custom and the 59 had just more body than the Antiquities did. They were a very similar flavor. But they were different. I think you would notice a bit of a difference. But any of you guys out there who are Seymour Duncan aficionados, who absolutely love Seymour Duncan, who have those guitars, you could probably explain that better to Joe than I could. But you know, why not? If you have enough guitars, it's kind of fun to experiment with pickup configurations. That's one of the nice things about having more than one guitar, just getting different sounds. If I were to buy one nice Schecter guitar, what model would you recommend? Man, well, that's a good question. They have a lot of ones to choose from. Depends on what you're after. You know, if you want a Stratty kind of guitar, you know, they have the Nick Johnston signature would definitely fulfill that need for a Strat. And, you know, and if you wanted a Les Paul kind of guitar, you know, the Solo 2s are great, like a Solo 2 Custom. Man, it really kind of depends because they cover a lot of ground. You know, they have single cuts, they have super strats. Obviously, they have their dang, what's it called? If you wanted a Charvel San Dimas style guitar, they've got that. So they cover a lot of ground with that. They've even got some more vintagey kind of sound and stuff. So, ooh, I don't know, man. It just kind of depends on what you kind of see yourself playing on. Like what do you kind of envision yourself style of music playing with it. But you know, once you get into any of their, like, you know, 600 and up price point with any of the Schecters, they're great guitars. They're great quality. I don't think you can go wrong. We've been talking about a Nick Johnston, so you know, but we'll figure it out. But it does kind of depend. I've been wanting one of their V's. I've always wanted a V, period, but I've never bought one, so maybe I don't really want one that bad. V's are kind of guitars, like, I think everybody thinks they're cool, and everybody kind of wants one, but nobody really wants one. I'll get one eventually, but it just depends, man. Is that water? Mm-hmm. Is it cold water? Yeah. Wow, it's tasty. Thank you. First AC/DC and Metallica song I should learn to play on guitar. What do you think, AC/DC first song?
I guess Back in Black.
I think that's the one, really. That's probably the most recognizable one.
If you're gonna learn
an AC/DC song. See, I'm kind of like,
learn the one that everybody knows.
Learn the one that everybody knows and everybody loves, right? I mean, you could go for like one of the deep cuts, like one of their songs that's real obscure. But you know, why?
Right.
He'll play it. People will be like, "What song is that?" I'm like, "That's an AC/DC song."
Oh.
Oh, I never heard that one.
Right.
I think Back in Black is a great one to start with. It's not too difficult, really.
Right.
You know, it's got some challenging parts to it, like the little bridge section. That's actually probably the trickiest part of the song, I think.
Right.
Is the little bridge. But I think you can't go wrong with that. Metallica, you know, a really good one to start with actually is "For Whom the Bell Tolls." It's pretty easy, actually. I mean, you can learn that one pretty quickly compared to some of the others. And it's, you know, it's a classic. It's one of their hits off of Ride the Lightning. So "For Whom the Bell Tolls" is great. That one's fun. So I would start with that one. And then we'll move on from there. Thanks for the questions, Joe. Really appreciate it, man. Next question, Jim Grew. You two are great together and exude positivity. I think Angela's great.
I'm just tired right now.
We're both really tired, so if we're
trying not to wind down.
If we're slightly less excited than normal, it's, you know, it's Friday, it's 8:30 in the evening. It's been a long week. You've had a really long week. You've got earlier work hours than normal.
Yes.
She is up earlier.
That's all the truth right there.
Yeah. I don't have to get up as early as Angela does, but I wake up when she gets up. I'm like, what's going on? What day is it? Who am I? So I apologize for low energy. I haven't had any coffee today either. I don't think I've had. Have I?
You get that chocolate over there?
Have I had some chocolate?
In that bag. Or sitting over there.
What kind of chocolate?
It's a Reese's Cups with the pieces in it.
Yes, I can.
Reese's Pieces Cups. Just so you get a little sugar.
We've been low carb in it too. Oh, they're little mini ones.
Yep.
Hey y'all, we're gonna have a snack break real quick.
So talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. Throw out a topic. What's the topic? Back to Jim's question. I'm a classic rock guy and not much for metal, so for me, metal was Steppenwolf or Black Sabbath. Anyways, you are fun to watch even though you are metal heads. Haha. I'm hooked, so keep up the good work.
Not me.
Yeah, I think I said that. It's like, Angela is absolutely not a metal head.
Nope.
She's not even a rock head.
Nope.
She's
This is like pop.
like Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Air Supply.
Yes.
Def Leppard.
No.
They're not.
Good Lord, no.
She's not a metal. I guess I'm a metalhead, but you know, I also like all kinds. I like blues. I like rock. I actually like some country music, classic country music. I love me some classical music. I mean, I love me some classical stuff. Beethoven, Mozart. I don't like Bartok. He sucks. He's terrible.
There's only a couple of things I like in Mozart. I just like his story.
Yeah, well, it's very technical, but it's not very emotional.
He's more of an opera guy, anyways.
He was the first shredder. It's like all technique, no emotion. That's the big thing in the guitar community. It's like, you know, blues guys have all the feel and emotion, and all the shred guys, they have no soul. So they're like the Mozarts. Beethoven, though, he had soul. He had technique and soul, like, and like make you cry.
Yeah.
You know. Anyways, moving on. Question: who do you like better, Dimebag or Jimmy Page? I think you know what my pick is. Hashtag KTMA. I love that y'all made a hashtag out of our Keep the Music Alive.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Should we make a KTMA hashtag KTMA t-shirt?
Yes, but you have to have underneath that Keep the Music Alive so people know what KTMA, so it doesn't look like you're supportive of a radio station.
Yeah. Or
101.3 KTMA.
Or I'm trying to think of what else you could say with that, but I better not delve too deeply. Who do I like better, Dimebag or Jimmy Page? Man, I don't think I could. That's not really a better. I like them both equal. They're like my children. I love Nicholas and I love Aiden. I don't love Nicholas more than Aiden.
We love them differently.
I love them differently because they're
equally.
Yeah, because they're different people. You know, Nicholas has traits of his personality that Aiden does not have,
and vice versa.
And I love them for who they are. So I love them both equally, but differently. But I love me some Jimmy Page, man. I love to get the lead out. I know some people don't like Led Zeppelin. Crazy. I don't know what's wrong with Adam Lamar, but he's not a Led Zeppelin fan. He loves the Sabbath. Well, you know, which makes sense. But you know, I love me some Led Zeppelin. I was watching a thing the other day. It was them like 2007 doing Kashmir, and I was like, I got goosebumps. Like I was like, holy crap. Robert Plant, like in 2007, he was killing it. Yeah. Vocally. So, you know, guitar wise, I mean, they're so different. You know, I love Jimmy for a lot of things, and I like Dimebag Darrell too for, you know, different things. I couldn't pick one over the other, I don't think, because they're definitely different. You know, they're very different. Yeah. Angela prefers Led Zeppelin over Pantera, though. If you had to choose which one you would want to listen to, which one would you want to listen to?
Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, because they're chill. They have some, they have some acoustic, folky.
I just love 70s music anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Pantera is not so much the 70s.
Yeah. I'm a 70s kid.
Yeah. The answer is...
Even though I was born at the end of 70s, I prefer the music.
You were still born in the 70s.
Yeah.
I was born in the 70s. Are we 80s kids or 90s kids?
We're 80s. Well, I don't know. It depends on if
I
they
think
count
you're both.
adolescence.
Because, I was a teenager in most of the 90s. Well, half of the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, I was 13 in, well, no, that was 89. I don't know.
Yeah, I was 12 in 89.
I was 18 in 1994. So...
Yeah.
I think we're 80s.
80s and
I think
90s.
we're 80s. But also 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 4 years old in 1979.
See, I remember in 82, 83, when things were still looking like the 70s. It wasn't like it had worn off yet.
Yeah. Things didn't magically change in 1980.
Yeah. It was still, the look was still there.
Immediately.
The style and everything was still there.
The answer is both, Jim. For that kind of question, the answer is both. For me, the answer is both. Thanks for the question, dude. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the kind words. Really appreciate that, too. Funky Monkey, 1886. Question for you both. What your favorite music / soundtrack from a film that fits with the narrative and feel? Mine's For a Few Dollars More and The Crow.
A few dollars more. That's awesome.
Favorite music soundtrack from a film? I guess that fits with the narrative and feel, but, what's yours?
Fits the narrative and feel of me? Or what?
Or fits, I guess I think of the film.
Oh.
Because I guess you can have a soundtrack that's like, what is this soundtrack doing with this film? It doesn't really...
Yeah. I thought that way with Driving Miss Daisy. Because it was like jazz music.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what is this about?
It didn't really jive with the vibe of the movie.
No, not for me.
I don't think I've seen
my favorite music soundtrack from a film. Oh goodness, that was my thing in high school. Oh, I loved Far and Away with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. I loved that soundtrack. I remember, I guess it came out my 8th grade year, 7th, 8th grade year. It was 90, maybe, 90, 91. And I was in junior high band, and I remember learning it on my own on the flute, just trying to remember it, because I just thought it was the greatest. Maybe it was in 93. I don't know. But yeah, that was a
pretty epic soundtrack.
Braveheart had an amazing soundtrack. We got that. Forrest Gump has an amazing soundtrack because it was like my era, the 60s and 70s.
That one worked.
That one was spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on. What was it? I like Guardians of the Galaxy again, 70s music.
And that's kind of funny because you talk about fitting the feel and the vibe, because Guardians of the Galaxy is kind of, it's campy, and a comedy. I mean, it's a comedy, but it's not a full-on comedy. But yeah, the soundtrack to Guardians just really made that movie very special. So
Godfather,
Aliens. Aliens had a great soundtrack.
I guess. I don't think I ever paid attention to the soundtrack. I was just
screams
the whole time. But yeah, there's quite a few. I really loved soundtracks as a kid. That was one of the first things that I would purchase was soundtracks. It was, the thing to do, I guess, back in the day when movies came out. Or I guess it was my thing to do, was buy the soundtrack. Especially to Disney movies. Like Lion King.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite, all-time favorite?
All-time favorite, I would have to say probably Forrest Gump. Because I wore that thing out. It was like a 4-disc. It was long. It was a lot of songs on there. Because they even included the songs that were playing on the radio in the cars. Mm-hmm. Like, they included everything. It was a long soundtrack, and I wore that sucker out.
I think I have to go with, like, how many soundtracks have I actually purchased?
Yeah.
And there's not many. But the one I actually used to listen to quite a bit was, like, the music from Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Like, I bought the CD, and I would listen to it. Like the whole thing when they're flying through the asteroid field trying to get away.
I think we still have it back there.
Yeah, I should go grab it. I got a rack of CDs in the other room. And like, I had that sound, and I would actually put it in the CD player in the truck and like drive around listening to Star Wars. Because it's kind of funny because you're not really paying attention so much in the movie, right? But if you're just like driving and listening to it, I mean, I'm listening to the parts and the melodies and like the xylophone part in the little asteroid field thing was like, dude, that's crazy. That's awesome.
That's some intense. I remember listening to it when I think we were already married. And
I bought, the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
I actually, in my music theory composition class, like upper level music theory composition class, I did an analysis of the Duel of the Fates. Like I had the score, I had to analyze the score and stuff, and like, so I totally had to like analyze that and do a score analysis. But that was really the only song from that particular soundtrack that I was like, wow, this is amazing. The rest of it was just sort of okay, but I don't think I've bought a soundtrack from. That's the only one I remember buying is like from the early Star Wars movies.
Right.
And so that was great. But
Lord of the Rings.
I was thinking that earlier. I was like, Lord of the Rings is pretty legendary. Yeah. But I didn't buy it.
No.
Yeah.
I loved listening to it.
Yeah.
We bought a couple of the songs from The Hobbit, the Ed Sheeran song, and the one that Billy.
Holy crap! What was that?
That didn't sound good.
I thought there was a wreck outside.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A little shopping center across the street from us. They're demolishing the whole thing. I think it was just the roof caving in. That's crazy.
That was crazy.
It sounded like a car squealing though.
It did. It's probably just the metal beams probably cracking.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we were saying.
You were talking about buying the Ed Sheeran song from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we played that, and the song from was it Misty Mountain?
Yeah.
We bought that one too. So the boys loved it. Nicholas would sing that all the time. Yeah. He loved that. He was like, it's 14 or 15 whenever he would sing that over and over and over again. It was great. But that was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you bought, what was the last movie with Hugh Jackman in it? The Greatest Showman?
Oh, The Greatest Showman. Yeah. That was good. Yeah. But it wasn't like
it's a musical.
It was a musical, so there were songs. It was just like buying the Trolls soundtrack. Yeah. It was good. Okay. Leave me know.
Okay. All right. There you go. There you go, Funky Monkey. Thanks for the question, man. Big John from Florida.
Yeah.
Hi, Ryan and Angela. Question number 1. Ryan, if I stand on the left side of my amp, I get feedback for days. But this only happens with active pickups. Do you think this is normal? Or there's something wrong with my amp? And question number 2 for both of you. How do you guys feel about all these remakes of 80s and 90s shows and cartoons? So it's only on the left side of your amp? Like if you're in front of it or on the right side of it, it doesn't feedback? I have no idea, man. Like what kind of amp is it? And is it a tube or solid state? Does it happen? I guess that only happens with active pickups? I mean, it could be something up with your amp, or it could be something up with your electricity, like in your house. That happens a lot of times. Sometimes we're not getting clean, or a full voltage from the wall. So the house's wiring sometimes can do weird things to electrical equipment and amplifiers. So I'm kind of baffled on that one, Big John. How do you guys feel about all these remakes of 80s and 90s shows and cartoons? Not real excited. We watched Transformers the last night. Actually, she watched it first. And was like, hey, it's not that bad. I'm like, really? I heard it was terrible.
Well, I fell asleep in the last two that they made.
Yeah.
I never watched them.
So she said, well, you know, if you go into it expecting it to be terrible.
Yes, I think that's what, like the first, how many are there? Like 7?
I don't know. Like too many.
I don't even know anymore. The first two, well, the first one was okay. It was a little like campy, like Guardians, and I think Shia LaBeouf, even though his character was.
We can hear your speakers, bro. You're so cool. Super cool. Wow. He's probably a bass player. Listen to my speakers. This I command. This I
command. So even though like Shia LaBeouf was funny, he plays like the same character other than in Bagger Vance or something, like the same character over and over and over again. And it was just like, And then the second one, it was even more like they were like, okay, you know how you portrayed your character in the first one? Add more. And it was just over the top. And once the Transformers started swearing and saying curse words, I was like, I'm out, y'all. Come on. These are beloved cartoon characters. It's like Care Bears dropping F-bombs. It's like, come on, guys. It just defeats the purpose of it being family friendly. When we watched it as a cartoon, it'd be different if it was like a, you know, Adult Swim show from, you know, the 90s, but it wasn't. It was a beloved children's Saturday morning cartoon, and they turned it into, you know, a B film, basically, with erotica and foul language. It's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So, but after, you know, falling asleep after a few of them, I was just like, you know, I'm just going to go in with the understanding of it's going to suck. And if I know that, it's just like being prepared to watch like Invasions of the Body Snatchers or something. You know, like, you know,
this is a crappy B movie.
You know that it's going to be like kind of lame in the storyline. So not that Invasions of the Body Snatchers was lame, but or Attack of the Killer Tomatoes or something like that. It has that expectation. So I went in that way. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty good for like a Sharknado type movie.
A big budget Sharknado.
Yeah.
It's, what's that guy's name in Burn Notice that Paul loves so much?
Oh, yeah. I can't think of his name. Sorry, Paul.
Not Sam Raimi's the guy who directed it. What's his name?
Oh, God. You need to edit this part out so Paul doesn't see us Googling. I'm going to Google it.
Look up his name. Like, I can't even remember his name. He's that unmemorable.
Oh, my gosh. Stop it. Can't think
of it. He was in that zombie dead movie, Evil Dead. Ash and the Evil Dead. Whatever his name is. Paul's a fan.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
So it's like a Bruce Campbell movie. You know, it's like, hey.
Paul's gonna totally hate it.
He's like literally
destroy them.
Yelling right now. He's screaming.
Yep.
He's screaming at the TV.
He just threw his Chinese food across the room.
He just threw his remote at his TV screen because we couldn't remember Bruce Campbell's name. It's like, yeah, you know, Transformers is like a Bruce Campbell movie. You're not going to see.
The first thing you thought it was Burn Notice.
Yeah, Burn Notice. You know, one of his greater works. You know, I think he was a lot better in that than some of his movies. But,
no, you better stop while you're behind, or it's going to be you're behind. I don't know any 90s remakes.
What's that? Full House.
And Transformers. I don't know Transformers, but Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
That was Rangers. 90s.
That's 90s remake.
That
was actually not bad.
Going in, knowing how dumb Power Rangers were originally.
I kind of thought
it was about
the Power Ranger movies was much better remake of the show than Transformers was.
Yeah, there was just a couple of scenes, you know, because we took our boys to see it.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of scenes I'm like, you didn't need to put that in there. It didn't add to the movie. It took away from it. Don't do that as a parent. Just don't. But, I don't know. It was pretty good. But I hope they stop because they ruined G.I. Joe too.
Oh, man. Like, how do you ruin G.I. Joe and Transformers?
Right.
Like, there's so much between the cartoons and the comic books. There's so much source material to draw from. You could have done such an amazing job.
Yeah.
And pleased all the old guy fans and the young kids. It would have been great. But, like, That's what Hollywood does. They screw stuff up. That's what they do.
Yeah.
We're not a super fan of remaking stuff. I'm like, just leave stuff alone and come up with something new.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. They're gonna have like Punky Brewster the movie.
They really should.
They probably will. They redid Annie.
Why? Yeah. Like why not? Because writing new things is hard. Rehashing old things is.
Yeah.
You know, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah. I went in knowing that it was going to be so.
Yeah.
It was what it was.
They need to redo Star Wars Episode 8.
Yeah.
I would be fine with a reboot of Star Wars Episode 8.
Yeah.
And actually 7 as well.
We should start a GoFundMe campaign
I think there already is one.
redo.
There is one.
Oh, really?
There actually is one for 8.
See, we get some real people, fan directed, like a true fan, like a real,
like a real
nerd,
fan,
like a real deep
like
nerd,
like what's his name? Who did the Avengers movies? Joss Whedon.
Mm-hmm.
Like
a D&D nerd.
You should get Joss Whedon to redo stuff because he does a good job.
He does a pretty good job.
He's all right.
Yeah.
Quit getting these other guys.
He had me at Buffy.
Yeah, and Angel. He had me
That's
in
what
the
they
Avengers.
should do a spin-off of those two shows.
They should redo. They should no.
Like Next Generation with the same cast though.
Yeah.
David
Boreanaz
and.
When they look kind of funny, it's
Sarah
like
Michelle
you look a little bit
Gellar
older
still-
for a vampire. How
Yeah.
can you be vampire's age?
Well, he got cured like a couple of times, so.
Oh yeah, he could be cured and then get turned again. Now he's just an older angel.
Yeah.
How about that? Anyways,
Yeah.
final question, Colin James. Question for next week. We all love the music of our youth and formative years, but how have you found your musical taste change over the years? What are you saying, Colin? I'm not young anymore? Do I look older?
We're not old, dude.
We're just 40s.
What was great is that was it yesterday? No, Wednesday, because Nicholas was off work. He was on the couch and he was looking at old music videos, and at where he works, they play a lot of 80s, 90s, and today music, and it was going through on there, and he was like, "Mom, what's the name of that song that they say, take on me, take on me?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that, because that is an awesome song." And then he said, "There's another one he mentioned." I was like, "Yeah, that's from my childhood." This is stuff from my childhood. He goes, "That's some great music, man. I like that."
Oh my gosh. 80s were awesome.
So you should look at the music video. So it was just funny. But I don't think my music taste has changed at all.
Yeah.
Honestly. I'm like encased in carbonite when it comes to my music.
I
I have
so much right now.
Huh?
You just did a Star Wars reference. I'm so happy.
I have not changed since I was a kid. I put it on the oldie station just to, drive to work the other day, and I was just so loving it. It made my heart so happy. But it's, the classics are the classics for a reason. And I think early 90s were pretty good. It started to dwindle down a little bit towards the end there, and then hit the 2000s, and now it's just a big skid mark on music history. But
you had NSYNC.
I know, like the late 90s a little bit, early
2000s.
Yeah. And it was just kind of
yeah, I think like 2005 on.
The music
It's really
died.
got not so great.
Yeah.
What's interesting is I'm kind of the same. What's crazy, because I have students that come in here like 14-year-olds, and they're like, "Hey, and they'll start playing something. They've been not a lesson, but they'll start piddling around like, "Oh, you're playing Nirvana." And they're like, "Yeah, this is awesome."
This
I'm like,
is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
check this out, and I'll play like Teen Spirit. And they're like, "Oh my god, can you teach me that?" I'm like, "Yes, I can. Yes, I can." And like 13-year-olds, she'll trying to play, Mr. Ryan, do you know how to play Inner Sandman? Yes, I do. Can you teach it to me? Yes, I will.
Today.
Right now. We're going to stop what we were doing, and we're going to play Inner Sandman right
Forget this
now.
theory stuff.
Screw that. Yes.
We're doing some real stuff right here.
It's crazy. I mean, like for the last 8 years, like one of my first students that came in was like, "Hey, I'm really into Texas country and like 80s hair bands." I'm like, "Oh, really?" Like you like some Skid Row. He's like, I love Skid Row. I'm like, really? Yeah. Guns N' Roses. Like, I love Guns N' Roses. Motley Crue. I'm like, son,
Yeah.
you came to the right place. We're working on some Skid. Like, this is 2010. Kids coming in, they're like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
But what's even crazier is that the local hard rock station, not local, Dallas, the Dallas hard rock station, 97.1 The Eagle. I don't listen to the radio hardly at all anymore. I just play CDs. But if ever you turn on the Eagle, me and Paul joke about this. It's like, oh, they're playing like stuff from the early 90s. Like they're playing AC/DC, Back in Black. They're playing Guns N' Roses. They're playing Black Album, Metallica. They're playing Korn. They're playing like, I'm like, it kind of took me by surprise. I was like, oh, let me see if there's anything new on the rock radio. I'm like, oh no, it's everything that I liked when I was in high school and college is still what's played on rock radio. Have they not written any new rock music in the last 25 years? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But I was also into like Zeppelin and Sabbath and like sort of classic rock stuff. You know, when I was, you know, a teenager, like it'd been a while since Zeppelin was popular, like on the scene. But you know, I don't know. I don't know that mine's changed. I'm a little bit less into the heavy stuff. I still like heavy stuff, but I don't listen to it like I did when I was, you know, 19, 20 years old. I'm nowhere near as like angry now as I was when I was 19, 20. 19 or 20, not in 1920.
Yeah.
But I still enjoy it from the aspect of the technical playing and stuff, but you know, I don't know that it's changed. I still like to listen to heavy stuff, but I still like to listen to chill stuff.
Right.
I love me some Nick Johnston. He's just got some, like his guitar playing stuff. It's very cinematic. You know, you get tired of me playing it in the truck.
Yes, all the time. I'm tired of you. If
But-
you're watching.
Nick's, he's probably not watching, but his playing is very like cinematic, like background music to it.
B movies, yeah.
Shh. Bruce
That's
Campbell
what it
movies.
is.
It's like Bruce Campbell movie soundtracks.
That's what it is.
I like that. So I don't think mine's really changed much.
Mine has not changed at all.
There's some newer stuff. I like Jeff Loomis, and there's some very technical metal things that's kind of changed over the years. The newer, like tech metal stuff, but some of it I can't handle, and some of it I can. It just depends on the artist. But I don't think it's changed very much, really.
I don't really like anybody that's new that's come out. I think the newest thing I probably...
Ed Sheeran. He's new.
But I don't really listen to him. There's like a couple songs I'm like, oh, that's not bad.
Oh, that's a good song. You didn't buy the album. Is Adele new? Does she count?
Yeah, but even then it was like, yeah, after a couple songs I'm like, oh, it sounds like the same song over and over again.
She wrote the same song.
So I like a couple of her songs. I'm like, oh, that was really well written. And then it was just like, kind of like, eh.
I think the thing nowadays is, being a kid, you would buy an album, and like the whole album was awesome. Like from the first song to the last song, you could listen to the whole album and be like, oh, dang, that was great. Like a Whitney Houston album. Like every song was like, all killer, no filler.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Every single song.
Yeah, and I remember that with rock things, like albums that I would buy. I'm like, I could listen to this whole Pantera record. I could listen to this whole Led Zeppelin record from the first song to the last song. And it's like, that was great. These guys are amazing. And nowadays it seems like you got one or two really good songs, and the rest are like, eh.
Pretty much.
Yeah, there's a lot of filler material in this album.
We can even see it whenever you go on iTunes, and then you'll see like how much has been purchased or how popular it is. It has that little gauge next to it, like on each album, and it's like you'll see like all these downloads, and then the next one's like,
It's
and
like
then it gets thinner and thinner, and then it's like, okay, so the rest of the album sucks.
There's like one hit. It's like Alien Ant Farm. They had one awesome song, and it was a cover of a Michael Jackson tune.
It wasn't even theirs.
Well, they had one other song that was theirs.
Yeah, I like the one that the movies.
Movies. That was the name of, yeah, they had one of their own songs that was pretty sweet.
Just like the movies.
The rest of the album was crap.
Yeah.
It's been I think that's the problem these days with newer music.
Yeah.
And it's not just us, because like you said, you could go on to iTunes and you can look, what does the market, what does the buying public say? They're like, well, they say you got one great song, and the rest are kind of okay.
Yeah,
or not even okay. But I don't think minds have changed. Minds have changed.
Mine's haven't changed no bits.
I don't think ours tastes have changed. How have y'all's music taste? Has your musical taste changed over the years as you've gotten older, or is it the same? That would be interesting. I would like to see that.
Have you jumped genres?
Yeah.
Like I was really into metal, but now I'm totally into country.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know about that. But
there are people who do that. They change their like a whole persona.
Based on what's popular at the time and what their friends are listening to.
Yeah, I'm not
because
that
they're
kind of
sheep.
Person.
They follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You guys, you tell me. You tell us. I think we've gone on for quite long enough today. So, thank you guys so much for your questions. If you have a question for next week, leave it below. Thank you for the comments. There was a crap load of comments last week too. And I was like, oh man, there's like 75 comments. I'm gonna have to sort through these looking for questions.
Yeah.
So we might start missing questions. I don't know, because there's
so sorry.
a lot to read through them. But anyways, thank you guys so much for your comments and your support. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you're still watching right now, you're probably already subscribed.
Yes.
Because only the hardcore people make it to the end.
That's the
So
truth.
if you're hardcore, thank you. Thank you so much. And leave us a comment, and we'll try to answer it next week. Stay tuned. We'll probably do something live soon. I don't know what day we'll do a live stream on. But, I mean, I could do one anytime. But I think people want to see you on a live stream.
We'll see.
So we'll see what happens.
I'm not making any promises.
No promises. Well, thank you guys so much. We will see y'all next time. Until then, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
Music needs you.
And you need the music.
We need the music. We need to keep it alive for the next generation, or they're going to just keep listening to 90s stuff.
Oh my gosh.
We need to not just keep it alive. We need to create some music, y'all.
Yes, we do.
We need to make some music.
Or reintroduce some old stuff that has been forgotten.
Something, man. Something.
Something.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Bye.